showed up right on time for me. On lock, heart stopped, you make it beat. I'm Elia Esparza, and you're watching With the Artist. So I had not released a full project in so long, probably over 10 years. So I got the idea that I really wanted to release just a full-fledged project together. And it started off with You're Ruining My Life. I had written that song and I loved it so much with my producer, Brent McCullough. And I decided, you know what, it's time to make like a full project. And so about a year ago, I just kind of decided that, and it kind of put me in a place where like I need to have deadlines or I won't get things done. So I was like, I would love to get it done by my birthday next year. So this was in 2024, and that kind of sparked the entire beginning of Not to Be Dramatic. There wasn't one specific experience that like fledged Not to Be Dramatic, but I've just always been a very dramatic person. And I've always wanted to encapsulate that feeling of like the drama, the glamour, the big notes and the quiet moments. And so I feel like once the project came together, that's when I actually started to come up with the name Not to Be Dramatic. And I think it just fit me very well. It's definitely a mix of pop, has elements of R&B, has a little bit of Latin, of course, and has a little bit of like disco as well. So it's kind of a blend of like things that I grew up with, loving. I love the pop divas. I always grew up on Celine, Mariah, Christina. And I also just love the disco, the glamour vibe of that. And of course, I've always just loved R&B. So I wanted to bring that element in. And so it's kind of like a very eclectic mix of those. But it's fun. It's very girly pop. I mean, I'm constantly inspired by singers and vocalists and artists in general. Like I said, I grew up on the divas, Whitney, Celine, Mariah, Christina, Britney. And even I love Ariana Grande. I love Sabrina Carpenter. I love Rosalia. I love Selena. So I feel like I love the trendy stuff as well, like just whatever's popular. But because it's always changing, I feel like I always just have to stay true to what is natural to me and what I'm feeling that day, whatever that may be in the studio. It does change. I've never been really good at like super committing to anything, but the things that I find true is that I love to sing. And so I always want that to like come through in the music, but that wasn't the question, but yes. Right on Time was one of my favorite songs off of the EP. It was one of the last songs that we wrote, and I wrote it with my dear friend Eitan Snyder. One of my favorite vocal parts is in the chorus, and it's, you showed up right on time for me. On lock, heart stopped, you make it beat. I love like the little vocal runs that we did there. We did so much vocal production on that song. Probably took a whole day to do just the vocal production, just like the backgrounds. And it's so much fun to do that. I love getting experimental with that. I could not do that without Brent. He's a genius when it comes to vocal production, and I love him so much for it. So I'm so honored to have him because he thought of some harmonies I could never think of. And also the bridge is one of my favorite bridges of the entire piece. The songs definitely evolved over time, but I think once we started with You're Ruining My Life, every time I said that title, people would have a reaction. And that's when I started to get that spark of like, oh, I like that. I like seeing a reaction. I like being like, what does that song mean? Or what does that sound like? So then we went on with La Tóxica, which is about being toxic. And that, just like having fun, cheeky little song titles and like doing the unexpected. So it was definitely like, as it grew over time, we were writing the songs, and I didn't really overthink it or overplan it. I just knew that I wanted every song to be very glamorous, girly pop, a little cheeky, and just fun overall. I think for a long time I was searching for my sound or my overall message and trying different things. I've spent the past 10 years really just experimenting and doing the pop thing, doing the R&B thing, doing the Latin thing. And this EP really just felt like I finally found what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it. It's probably the most clear I've ever been in any of my projects and like songs, and I feel very happy about them. This is so, like, I don't usually listen to my own music, but for some reason this project to me, I'm like, I would listen to this, if that makes sense. So I wanted to make music that I would enjoy and actually listen to. And it's truly been a journey. You know, again, like, I've been releasing music for 10 years, and not that the other music wasn't good, it never felt like it fit me fully, or I wasn't fully expressing or fully know what I wanted to do. And this project is kind of just the beginning of it, because I'm already working on so much more music. And so it feels really wonderful to have a very clear vision now, because it's taken me a really long time to get here. I think the most personal would probably be My Everything, which is the last track, and it's the last song that we recorded for the EP. I love that song so much, and I do feel like it's like the unsung hero for it, because I haven't done too much promotion on that one yet, but I love that song. And it's really about like before I met my boyfriend and kind of just being on my BS and then realizing after meeting him that he was my everything. And it's fun. It could almost be like a wedding song. It could almost be that, because it was kind of like my story of like, I just didn't want to be tied down. I'm a free bird. I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly. And then realizing he was my everything, and now we have a fabulous life together. And if I had just known that before, we probably could have skipped a lot of the drama. I've definitely always have written from personal perspective and things that I've been through, things my friends have been through, or my family. But now I do like putting on the hat of like telling someone else's story as well. I haven't fully gotten there. I do feel like I still write very, very much from my personal experiences, and I have a lot of stories to tell. I just want them to feel glamorous, girly poppy. I want them to be getting ready to go out or driving in the car. I want them to feel like they're having a good time, like a girly pop moment, a girly swirly moment. That is the goal, because I feel like I grew up with that kind of music, like Britney Spears, Christina, NSYNC, of just like having fun getting ready in your room. And I kind of always aim to have that like fun goal. Of course, we'll have our serious moments, but I want them to just be like, wow, that was a fun experience. What is next? Well, I'm already back in the studio. We're already working on the next batch of songs that will eventually become the next project. And especially after releasing this, I'm very excited, because I just feel like the vision becomes clearer and clearer as we go. And we're gonna get weirder and crazier as we go as well.